July 27, 2026. This is the bird room today. We're at the top cage, and the Rubino hen is in the nest box. I don't know how many eggs, if she has eggs, and if they're fertile yet. And the male is on the right, and here is their baby from their last clutch, which is a little Rosie. They had just one. Then in here, which I just got finished making a short, and the male's making sure everything's okay, everything's safe, because I took a short video and the hen was very upset. There he is. He was checking to make sure everything's okay. He's my oldest hand-fed fallow male. Look at him, he's all upset. And you'll see it on a short. I'm not going to open her nest box again. I cleaned it and checked the babies, but she has 6 babies in this nest box. 4 hatched on the 21st and the 22nd. 1 hatched on the 25th, and today the 6th one hatched on the 27th. They're all dark eye, which means they're Rosie. She had 9 eggs. 2 weren't fertile. One started to develop, but it wasn't viable. It stopped at some point. But 6 babies out of these 2, and he's hand-fed. Look at, because I had to clean her box and check the babies and made the video, that did not make him very happy. And he's checking on her because she was mad. She will not come out of the nest box. So we'll move down now to this pair. This is the beautiful Rubino male that I wanted to pair. And I paired him with my oldest hen, and she's a Rosie. But nothing's happening. I don't know, he's tried to court her a little, but she doesn't seem interested. So I'm probably gonna pull them out and put them back in the cage they came out of. And in the cage they came out of is a Rosie male and a Rubino hen that was twittering to be mated. So I'll probably put that pair in here and see what happens, though I wanted this male to produce offspring because I wanted to see if I got any more male Rubinos, because he's the only one that for years my birds have produced, and whether I would even get a Lutino. Over here this is a pair that had the 5 babies, and all have been moved into the bigger community cage, except for the last and the tiniest, which is right here, eating on its own. It's doing really well. I was going to move it today, but it's not bothering them at all. So I'll give it a little more time because it likes to stay on the bottom of the cage. If anybody's been following along, this is the one that kept hiding in the back corner. And the hen's in the nest box, and I'm sure she's on eggs. Whether they're fertile, I don't know. This is the pair that had the 4 that were removed. The youngsters were removed a couple weeks ago. When she was out, I don't know, a few days ago, I checked the nest box. At that time, she had 4 eggs. I don't know if they're fertile. Well, at least I've emptied some cages. This one's empty. This one's empty. And this one's empty. Yay. Now we go into the community cage with all the youngsters. These are all the youngsters so far. And from the first clutch, the one that was a little bit older that was chasing the new youngsters, that one is back in here now, and they're all getting along just fine. So the other one of this round of babies left to be put in here is that little pink. So that's the youngsters here. It looks like somebody here lost their tail, part of their tail. They're not ready to molt yet. So something, not these to molt, all the other in the bottom cage have been throwing feathers like crazy, dropping feathers. So I don't know. It probably got scared. They get scared sometimes, and it must have banged out its tail. But they'll grow back in. Down here are my older birds, of course. And I have thought there's a lot of hens in here. I'd even thought of removing the oldest hen with the Rubino male and taking a couple rosy hens out of here and see what happens. But, and these, I'm just going to move on. But then when I saw up here, there was a pair. They made themselves a pair. I thought, okay, we'll try them. This is the cage that the Rubino male and the oldest rosy hen came out of. So they'll go back in here, and it's one of these Rubino hens. Let's see. Oh, there's down on the food dish. I think it's the smaller one. In fact, I think it's that one. That one that's moving around is the one that was twittering and wanted to be mated. And I think that could be the male that was next to her in interest, because I don't believe it was this male. He's bigger. I don't believe it was him. And the next one there is a fallow, and that's a hand-fed. So, no, this is a hand-fed. See how I get the fallows mixed up? So it's not that one, because see, this was hand-fed. So it's the one next to that Rubino, I believe. They all look so much alike that it's really hard to, though I see now that one has banged out its flight feathers on the one side. Now, if I had seen that when I saw them trying possibly to mate, I would have said, okay, I know the male. But I think it's the smaller one. I think it is that one. See how the one closest to us is bigger? And I'm pretty sure that hen over on the left, the Rubino hen, is the one. But I could put all four together in the cage and see who it is. You can usually tell. And down here, of course, all my little more hand-feds, but tamer, some, not all of them. The Lutino aren't. And I think that pink was hand-fed too, but it's not real tame. But of course, here's my little girl, like I always show. And there's my little super tame one, the one I had to do this year. Look at that baby. Oh, the little baby, so cute. Yes, it is. See, he wants the door open. I don't know if I'm going to let him get in on my hand, because I just got finished working out here, and it's very hot. And I still have to do my cockatoos. I still have to do all them. And here's the more hand-fed, as you can look at that one. That normal, remember, that had to be separated with the one that's pacing back and forth, because they were picking on, which are these are all siblings. But now they all get along too. So they're all together. Though the tame ones, the super tame, as you can tell, that beauty right there, that normal, isn't he gorgeous? He's a beauty. And you can tell he's tame because he wants me. and that other one, this one right here, because if I opened up the door, they would want to get on my hand and nibble on my hand and pinch, probably pinch. And there's the cream. You can see the cream, which is a male. I'm not sure if that other normal, if it's got the blue over it, that should be a male, but I don't know. I've had these since last year. I don't know if I really, yes, that's a male too, I think, but maybe it's not, because you can really tell on this one. Look at the blue. Blue, blue, blue. He's gorgeous. This could be a hen. I think it is. Or it's just not colored as much. What I look for is I just watch the birds, and if the males are trying to court the hens or the hens are wanting to be mated, then I know what they are, basically. Because I think that cream's a male too, but you wouldn't know it. But I think I saw it doing male behavior, strutting and twittering, spreading its wings. But they're not going to do anything till next year. They're not going to be bred. Breeding season's almost over for me. I've let the birds, let's see if I can get up without this camera getting all wiggly, because I'm way down, is anybody who's, again, like I said, been keeping track, and I'll explain. This pair up here is on their third clutch. The first clutch, they had the one Rubino baby. This clutch, they had this one Rosie baby. She's in the nest again. She gets one more nest, no matter what. If she has no babies, or babies die, or babies, then when she's done with this clutch, they only get 3. They only get 3 times, and then they're taken down. If they do everything good, nothing goes wrong, they still get their nest box removed, and then they sit. They don't breed anymore for the rest of the year. This is, look at him. He gets so worked up, and he's my super tame hand pet. He does this. He's a really good dad, and she won't come out of the nest box even to go to the bathroom. So I'm having to click. She is devoted, let me tell you, to those babies. And he's devoted to feeding, which is great. Down here, I already explained, these aren't doing anything right now. Okay. These here had their first clutch, which were the 5. So they're on their second clutch. This is their second. Is that right? Yes. And then down here, they had 2. That's right. Their first clutch were 2 Rosies. Still have, that's the older one that was put in with these latest youngsters. They had a second clutch of the 4. So they're on their third clutch too. So no matter what happens with this third clutch, infertile eggs that don't hatch, they have babies, whatever, this is the last clutch for these birds this year also. When they're done, the nest box will be taken off, and they will be put back. They will either be stay in this cage for now because of room, because it'll be just the 2 of them, or I'm thinking there's lots, since I don't have a lot of cages at this point, if it ends up no birds breed in this cage, then the nest box can come off, and they're a proven pair. They could be put in this cage to sit and rest till next breeding season, which this year started in April. So like I said, breeding season's almost over here. My birds, not all of them, have been molting, and some, like I said, are acting well, the one pair, like they want to pair and go to nests, so I will set them up. But so I'm just going to end this here. I've caught you up on everything today, and if you want to see the 6 babies, you have to go look at the short, because I'm not going to open the nest box again. See, he is such a good dad. See him there? He's, yeah, you're a good daddy. You're taking care of your wife and your children. I'm kind of surprised, though, that out of 2 red eyes, and yeah, you're not supposed to do red eyes together. I didn't ever realize he was a fallow. Always said he's just rosy. But for a Robina and a fallow, and all 6 babies have dark eyes, which means they're all rosies. I was expecting pink and Robino and maybe fallow, and maybe if I got lucky, a Lutino, and they're all rosies. That's the way the dice fall. You just, this time round. Now, if they go a second time, I could end up with all red eyes and different kinds. You just never know. So this is the end of this video. I don't ever know how to end these videos. Everybody's got some kind of catchphrase, and I don't have one.